Well guys, today is supposed to be the day that we take hookers and blow to our first car show, but kind of see how that's playing out for me so far. So let me go ahead and get you inside and catch you up on where we're at with the build and see if we can't get some more work done. Well, you're probably looking at that thinking that doesn't look any different than the last video, and for the most part you're kind of right, but I've been putting together a lot of little things that are just key components to the truck, and I've got a lot of stuff put in there to be able to make it to where it's going to be an actual functioning truck. So one of the things that I've done, just to catch you guys up here, we've got power wire coming in from the battery, which we've got a battery kind of placed in the back there, all the way up here to where the starter is going to be at, so that's important. Got brake line ran from the rear end now all the way up to where the firewall is going to be, to where we can actually hook it up to the master cylinder once the cab's on there. We've also got some disc brakes set up on the front here now. All that stuff's in place and ready to go there, other than some lines for it. Still have to do those. We've also got some wiring in here now to be able to run some tail lights and power some things at the back of the truck, so that's actually pretty important as well. And all of that stuff has to go in there and had to be attached to the frame before we put the cab on and everything, of course, because as low as this thing is and not having a lift of any sort here, it's been a total pain in the rear to try to do all that stuff from underneath. So it's definitely the time to do it now and not later on down the line. And I've also taken, and we've got now the motor reassembled and all put back together, all painted up and looking good. Got a tranny stuck onto the back of the motor, and all of that is now ready to go into the truck. So could have had it together and been to the car show had it not been for the rain enough to get it down there, but you know, with the rain coming, they said it was going to come for like 4 days now. Didn't try to press it and try to get it to the point where it'd be ready to do that, because I really didn't figure that it was going to be something that was going to happen. So we've also don't have the cab back yet, obviously, you can see that too. And Jeff's scenario over there at A&J's where the cab was getting painted has kind of been the same scenario. He's had a couple things come up, and he's like, dude, I can get it done if you're wanting to go to the show and you know you're going to go. I'm like, don't worry about it. I'd rather have a better product in the end than I would to have something right now for something that's going to get rained out. So that's kind of where we're at. He's going to probably actually paint that today or maybe tomorrow. So we'll see if we can't get some footage of that for you guys here in a little bit or on the next video or something. And I think it's time to now go ahead and try to get this motor sit down in there, because I've got something else cool that I want to share with you guys, and I need the motor and tranny in there to do it. So you might have already noticed that the engine is all painted up now. Had to do that obviously before I put it back in the chassis. But what I haven't talked about on that is my buddy Nelson came over and he spent the better part of half a day scrubbing and cleaning and wire wheeling this engine off so that it'd be ready for putting some paint on. He also helped mount a couple other wheels and just some odds and ends stuff. So it's really awesome for him to have done that, but the bigger thing is he actually did it on his birthday, so that's even more awesome of him to come over and do that and help me out like that. It saves me half a day of work of doing all that stuff myself, so that's pretty awesome, and every little bit at this point right now helps a lot. So thank you, Nelson, for that. I appreciate it. And while I'm here, I want to go ahead and talk about this transmission. This transmission is not the transmission that was in it when I started doing all the mock-up and everything. This is a fresh 4L80E transmission. and it's also got a 24 to 2700 stall is what they claim it is. So I'll put you guys a link to the stall and stuff in the description down below if anybody's interested. I think that's probably going to work good with our cam that we have, and the fact that there's a blower on there. The blower is going to make a lot of low-end torque right off the bat, so I don't think we're going to need a huge stall to be able to make this thing go. So I don't know any of that. I don't know any of that for sure because I haven't ever had a blower before, so we're just going to kind of wing this and see how it goes. And while I'm talking about winging it, I also bought a manual setup for a standalone controller for this 4L80E. So what that's going to do is basically just turn this into a standard transmission that doesn't have a clutch. So I'm going to have to actually manually shift it through every gear. I just don't have to have a clutch pedal to push. So that's going to be kind of interesting. I haven't messed around with that much myself. I know other people that have, and they've had pretty good luck with it. So I'm going to play around with that and see if I like it or not. I might not like it and change it later, but I think that's what we're going to try for now, because it seems like a pretty easy thing to go in there and do, and what the hell, got to try it sometime, and this is as good as any. Well, we got one more critical piece of our drivetrain left to put in, and that's going to be our drive shaft. Now, originally for the drive shaft, I had intended on just getting some junkyard parts and trying to put something together enough to where I could send it off to Wichita and have it finished over in Wichita at one of the shaft shops over there where they can actually balance everything, because I don't have a way to balance it here in my shop. So I had gathered up enough parts and pieces, and I was ready to actually get Julie in the car and send her to Wichita, and literally, like right as I was gathering up stuff, I got a phone call from a guy named Dennis. And Dennis has got D R Driveline Inc. up in Michigan, and he said that he's been following along the channel, and he's seen that we were about to the point where we were needing a drive shaft for hookers and blow, and was interested in sending us one. And couldn't have been more perfect timing. It was literally right then and there when I was getting ready to send her. So we got to talking a little while. He said that he just wanted to help us out, wasn't expecting anything in return, and if I liked it, you know, maybe give him a shout out or something. So I agreed. He sent us a drive shaft, and it came in just a few days. He knocked it out and shipped it right down here. So let me show you guys this drive shaft real quick. Get back far enough where you can see it. Is that a good looking drive shaft or what? Everything here is all brand new parts and pieces. We've got brand new Spicer U-joints in the end of it, so we've got some joints that are actually going to hold up to some power. And we've got a brand new tube in here, brand new yokes and everything. Got some really nice looking welds on the end of there. Of course, it's all balanced. You can see the weights on there from being balanced. Got some on this side too. It's a really nice drive shaft. I'm really impressed with it. The welds look great. Everything on this thing looks really, really nice. And I liked it so much when I pulled it out of the box and I looked at it, I decided I was going to go ahead and just clear coat it. So I took it outside and I clear coated it so that we wouldn't lose any of the look of this thing, have the ends up being all rusty and looking like crap. So I went ahead and did that to keep it looking like this. I wish that it was something that everybody would be able to see more, but the best I can do is just show it to you guys right now. So I'm extremely happy with this drive shaft. It looks great. Craftsmanship is awesome. So I want to say thank you to Dennis and everybody over at D R Driveline. You guys did an awesome job on this piece here, and I guess I'm ready to stick it in the truck and we can call this officially done as far as the drivetrain.
What you doing? You giving her the shaft?
Giving her the shaft. Big black shaft.
I know my shafts, and that's a big shaft.
Well, thank you. What are you doing? What do you got?
We got these in the mail, but I'm thinking that they're too big. I wanted to ask you what you thought. They're the lug nuts for the front.
Right. Oh, well, let's stick them on. Let's see what they look like.
Alrighty. You know, all this stuff's expensive. Gifts like that really help a lot. I'm appreciative.
I have greatly appreciated it too, and it is a big giant help for sure.
Oh, there you go. What do you think?
I think they don't look very new.
Yeah, they're supposed to be brand new, but they are. I don't know if that's just... I don't know what that is.
They're sticking out there quite a ways.
Well, maybe everybody out there can tell us what they think. Is that over the top, too much? I can tell you one thing about them. I'm going to whack my shin on them walking by this thing all week. I don't know.
Are they kind of a blunt end on them, so...
At least they're not going to... They're going to cause bruises, but they're not going to cause bleeding.
I wish this part right here was farther inside the wheel and it was just this part hanging out. And I think they'd be good.
Yeah, but, you can't cut them off the thread. I don't know. I don't know if there's any others out there. Maybe it's just us being too critical. Maybe that's the way they're supposed to look. I don't know.
So what do you want to do?
Well, let's let them decide.
Okay.
You know what else I would like to know about them is where they're from. Leave comments below on where you guys are from in the world, in the U.S., whatever. I'm always curious when I'm reading those.
Yeah, that'd be a good idea. I'd love to see where everybody's from, too. It's a good idea. So comment down below where you're from, and also what you think about these. Are they trash? Should we use them? You got a better idea?
They're Amazon. I can send them back as long as you let me know within 30 days.
Hurry up and leave your comment. And I guess with that, we'll see you guys on the next video.